Welcome to our channel. Have you ever wondered how versatile a potato can be in your kitchen? Today, we're going to explore the amazing world of potatoes and how they can transform your home cooking. Potatoes, humble and often overlooked, are an incredibly versatile ingredient that can be the star of countless delicious dishes. We'll be featuring 5 fabulous potato recipes that are sure to impress. First, we'll start with a classic, creamy mashed potatoes. Then we'll move on to a breakfast favorite, potato pancakes. Next, we'll be making mouth-watering baked potato wedges, a perfect side dish or snack. Following that, we'll prepare a classic potato salad, a must-have at any picnic or barbecue. And lastly, we'll wrap up with a comforting potato soup, perfect for those chilly evenings. So, whether you're a seasoned cook or just starting out in the kitchen, these recipes are sure to tickle your taste buds. Get your aprons ready and let's dive into the world of potatoes. First up, a comfort food classic, creamy mashed potatoes. Let's start by gathering our ingredients. We'll need some potatoes, of course. Russets or Yukon Golds are perfect for this, as they have a nice balance of starch and moisture. Next up is milk. A splash of whole milk will give us that creamy texture we're aiming for. We'll also need some butter, because what's mashed potatoes without a bit of buttery goodness? And finally, we'll add some salt and pepper to taste. Now, let's move on to the process. We'll start by peeling our potatoes. You can leave a bit of skin on for some extra texture if you like, but generally, we want these spuds skin-free. Once peeled, cut the potatoes into even chunks. This ensures they'll cook evenly and at the same pace. Next, we're going to boil our potatoes. Place your potato chunks in a large pot, cover with cold water, and bring to a boil. Cooking potatoes start in cold water is a little trick that ensures the outside and the inside of the potato cook at the same rate. Let them cook until they're soft enough to be easily pierced with a fork. This usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes, but the exact timing will depend on the size of your potato chunks. Once our potatoes are nice and soft, it's time to drain them. But don't rush to get rid of all that starchy water. It's an excellent addition to our mash for an extra creamy texture. Now comes the fun part, mashing. Add your butter and start mashing. Once the butter is melted and mixed in, start adding your milk. Add it gradually, mashing as you go until you get the creamy consistency you're looking for. And there you have it. With a sprinkle of salt and pepper to taste, we've turned a humble potato into a dish that's comfort food at its finest. Perfect as a side or a main, these creamy mashed potatoes are a testament to the magic of simple ingredients and good technique. With a sprinkle of salt and pepper, you have your creamy mashed potatoes. Next, let's move to a breakfast favorite, potato pancakes. For this delightful dish, we'll be using some simple, everyday ingredients. You'll need some fresh potatoes, preferably the starchy kind, like russets. They're ideal for this recipe because they have a high starch content, which helps bind the pancakes together. You'll also need some eggs, flour, and baking powder, which will give your pancakes that fluffy texture we all love. A pinch of salt brings out the flavor, and some oil to fry our pancakes to a golden perfection. Now let's talk about the process. First, you'll need to grate the potatoes. You can use a box grater or a food processor, whichever you have on hand. The goal is to get fine shreds of potatoes, which will cook evenly and quickly. Once you've grated your potatoes, you'll want to squeeze out as much moisture as possible. This is crucial for crispy pancakes. You can do this by wrapping the grated potatoes in a clean dish towel and wringing it out. Next, you'll mix the potatoes with the other ingredients. Crack in the eggs, add the flour, baking powder, and salt, and give it a good stir until everything is well combined. You're looking for a batter-like consistency, where all the potato shreds are coated with the egg and flour mixture. Now comes the fun part, frying the pancakes. Heat some oil in a non-stick pan over medium heat. Scoop a spoonful of the potato mixture into the pan and flatten it with the back of your spoon. You want to cook them until they're golden brown on both sides, which should take about 3 minutes per side. When they're done, transfer them to a paper towel-lined plate to drain off any excess oil. And voila, you have crispy golden potato pancakes, ready to be served with your favorite toppings. Now you have delicious potato pancakes to start your day. So whether you're looking for a hearty breakfast or a quick snack, these potato pancakes are sure to hit the spot. Now let's turn our attention to a snack time hero, baked potato wedges. The magic of potato wedges lies in their simplicity and versatility. They're the perfect side dish, snack, or appetizer. And today, we're going to show you how to make them from scratch. We'll need a few key ingredients: potatoes, olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and pepper. The choice of potatoes is up to you. But russet or Yukon Gold work particularly well for their starchy texture, which gives us that much-loved crispy exterior and fluffy interior. Cutting the potatoes into wedges is a breeze. Wash and dry them thoroughly first. No need to peel unless you prefer it that way. Cut each potato in half lengthwise, then each half into halves again, and so on until you have thick, chunky wedges. Remember, the thicker they are, the fluffier they'll be on the inside. Now it's time to season these beauties. Drizzle them generously with olive oil. This not only helps the spices stick to the potatoes, but also aids in achieving that golden, crispy finish. Sprinkle on garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and pepper. Toss everything together until the wedges are well coated. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Arrange the wedges on a baking sheet, skin side down. This will ensure the edges get nice and crispy. Pop them in the oven for about 25 to 35 minutes, or until they're golden brown and crispy. Halfway through, give them a flip for even browning. The aroma that fills your kitchen as these bake is truly tantalizing. Once they're done, let them cool for a few minutes. They're best served hot, so don't let them sit for too long. And there you have it, homemade baked potato wedges, crispy on the outside, soft and fluffy on the inside, with a perfect balance of spices. They're delicious on their own, but feel free to serve them with your favorite dipping sauce for an extra burst of flavor. Serve these hot with your favorite dipping sauce. And enjoy the delectable crunch of homemade baked potato wedges. Now, we're going to make a picnic staple, classic potato salad. First, let's talk about the ingredients. We'll need some potatoes. They're the star of the show, after all. You can use any type, but starchy ones like russets or Yukon Golds work best. They have a great texture that holds up well in the salad. Next up is mayonnaise. This gives our salad that creamy base we all know and love. Then comes mustard. The tangy kick of mustard brings a great contrast to the creaminess of the mayonnaise. You can use yellow mustard for a classic taste, or switch it up with Dijon or whole grain mustard for a more gourmet feel. We'll also need some crunchy celery for a bit of texture contrast, and onions for a burst of flavor. You can use sweet onions, red onions, or even green onions, depending on what you have on hand. And of course, we can't forget about our seasonings. A good pinch of salt and a generous grind of pepper are all we need to bring out the flavors of our other ingredients. Now let's talk about the process. We start by boiling our potatoes until they're fork tender. This is a crucial step because it determines the texture of your salad. You want the potatoes to be cooked through but still hold their shape. Once the potatoes are cooked, we let them cool before dicing them into bite-sized pieces. Then we mix in our mayonnaise and mustard, followed by the celery and onions. It's best to add these ingredients while the potatoes are still a bit warm, as this helps them absorb all the flavors. The final step is seasoning. We add our salt and pepper, then give everything a good stir. At this point, you can taste and adjust the seasonings as needed. Remember, it's your potato salad, so make it how you like it. After a good chill in the fridge, our potato salad is ready to serve. Creamy, tangy, with just the right amount of crunch, it's the perfect accompaniment to any picnic or barbecue. This classic potato salad is ready to be the star of your next picnic. Lastly, let's warm up with a bowl of comforting potato soup. Our ingredients for this heartwarming dish are quite simple, yet they come together to create a bowl of pure comfort. We'll need some potatoes, of course, as the star of our soup. You can use any variety of potato you like, but a starchy potato, like a russet or Yukon Gold, will give you a creamier texture. Next, we'll need some chicken broth. You can use store-bought or homemade, whichever you prefer. The broth will add a rich depth of flavor to our soup. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you can substitute with vegetable broth as well. For added richness and creaminess, we'll also be using heavy cream. The cream gives the soup a velvety texture that's just irresistible. To build some foundational flavors, we'll need onions and garlic. These will be sautéed until they're soft and fragrant, forming the base of our soup. Lastly, we'll need some butter, salt, and pepper. Butter adds a touch of indulgence to our soup, while the salt and pepper will season it perfectly. Now let's get cooking. We'll start by melting the butter in a large pot and sautéing the onions and garlic. We want them to be soft but not browned, so keep an eye on them and stir frequently. Once our onions and garlic are ready, we'll add in our diced potatoes and pour in the chicken broth. The potatoes will simmer in the broth until they're soft and easily mashed with a fork. Here's where the magic happens. We're going to blend the soup until it's smooth. You can use an immersion blender right in the pot, or carefully transfer the soup to a countertop blender. Once it's smooth, stir in the cream and season with salt and pepper to taste. If you want to add a bit of texture, You can reserve some of the cooked potatoes before blending and add them back into the soup afterwards. Ladle it into bowls, and your heartwarming potato soup is ready. There you have it, 5 delicious recipes you can make with potatoes. Who would have thought that this humble root vegetable could transform into so many delightful dishes? Let's take a moment to recap what we've just explored. First, we dived into the world of creamy mashed potatoes, a dish where the simplicity of its ingredients belies the richness of its taste. With potatoes, milk, butter, and a bit of seasoning, you can whip up a dish that's comfort food at its finest. Next, we ventured into the realm of potato pancakes, showing how a few extra ingredients can elevate the humble potato to new culinary heights. With the crisp exterior and the soft, flavorful interior, this dish is a testament to the versatility of potatoes, perfect for breakfast or as a snack. Then, we embarked on a journey with baked potato wedges. This recipe demonstrated how a simple change in cooking method can result in a completely different texture and flavor profile. Baked to perfection, these wedges are a healthier alternative to fries, yet equally satisfying. Our fourth stop was the classic potato salad, a staple at picnics and barbecues. This recipe highlighted the potato's ability to absorb flavors, resulting in a dish that's both refreshing and hearty. Lastly, we delved into the comforting warmth of potato soup. A bowl of this soup on a cold day is like a hug from the inside, showing how potatoes can be the heart and soul of a meal. So you see, potatoes are not just a side dish. They are a culinary chameleon, able to take on a variety of forms and flavors. They can be creamy, crispy, refreshing, hearty, or comforting, depending on how you choose to prepare them. So, the next time you're in the kitchen, remember these recipes and make the humble potato the star of your meal. And remember, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button that will keep us bringing you more delicious recipes videos.